Like other microbes, antibiotic-resistant bacteria are invisible. That means they can easily pass unnoticed. But can they survive in our water systems? Could they be found in tap water? To answer that question, we're going to take a trip into the depths and talk to experts who know all about this mysterious world. Among them, chemists, health geographers and microbiologists. They all work for a German research group known as HUREKA, and they're interested in answering the same questions as we are.
Where are there antibiotic-resistant bacteria and pathogens? And concentrations of these bacteria in our waterways and sewer systems?
Let's begin with sewage. That means a visit to a wastewater treatment plant. Facilities like this receive wastewater from both hospitals and private households. So waste created by both sick and healthy people. The sewage stinks and is pretty disgusting. But apart from tampons and fecal matter, does the sludge also contain antibiotic-resistant bacteria? From the looks of things, it wouldn't be much of a surprise. First, the sewage is run through clarifiers, which remove solid waste. These days, it's standard for the sewage to go through 3 stages of treatment. After that, the water certainly looks cleaner, but it's important to remember that any bacteria would remain invisible anyway. The scientists take their samples back to the laboratory. Here, they test not for the bacteria directly, but for its DNA, or more specifically, resistance genes. Each dot in the data cloud represents a resistance gene. The image on the left is before treatment, the one on the right after. So there are still antibiotic-resistant bacteria in the water.
We don't yet know exactly how these bacteria behave in an outdoor environment. But they do represent a potential risk to people if they come into contact with these germs and get infected.
Treated water is channeled into rivers and streams, along with its bacteria. So the microbes are released into the environment. The water from the treatment works mixes with that in waterways and is diluted. So what does that mean for the bacteria? Time to meet up with another team from the HUREKA research group. They regularly check Germany's rivers and lakes. Here too they find antibiotic-resistant bacteria. And there's a further source of risk, manure. Many farm animals are also given antibiotics and excrete bacteria. This is later spread on the fields as fertilizer, where it seeps into the ground. Earth and rock act like a natural filter for the water. But do they trap all the resistant bacteria in the manure? Once again, the scientists take samples. The further downstream they go, the more residual waste they find from animals and people. And that's reflected in their results.
So you have a higher percentage of bacteria that are resistant to 3, 4 or more antibiotics.
Few people in Germany would drink water directly from a river. But what happens to the water next? First, it passes through dense natural substrate filters in the ground or riverbank. After that, it's directed on to the waterworks, where it's once again filtered and checked. The water then flows into homes across the country, having come full circle. Although the water doesn't go through a sterilization process, the scientists have yet to find any pathogens in German drinking water that are resistant to antibiotics.
Our rivers and lakes are certainly polluted with this bacteria. But our purification process for drinking water is good, and that largely protects us.
So drinking water in Germany is not contaminated with antibiotic-resistant bacteria, at least for now.